feel like I didn't want to take the position. But then I realized that he had no clue and didn't understand the bond that we have. I mean, it's like the bond I have with my football players, and the bond I have with you guys is totally different. And my football players can tell you, like, when they come in here, they're team leadership skills. When they go out there, they're football players. I mean, it's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type there. They think I got split personalities. But the reason why is like, that's like a story. I can go around this room, there's like a story behind everyone. And at some point, we've had a one-on-one conversation, or I had to hold you after class, or we've had to talk in the hallway, or Tempest was checking back in the school and she wasn't going to be able to get back in team leadership. I was just so happy to be in the office when we got our schedule fixed to get back in there. I mean, just there's so many things, and I told Mr. Gasper, I said, man, this class is special, and there's no way U of H, no other school that I work at, no other place I work at, I can never manufacture this. I can never recreate this. I can never duplicate the experiences, the joys, the personalities. Like, and I feel like a genius, honestly. Please go.
She wants to say bye.
Put it on speaker.
Hello? V. We're listening.
Hi, V.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, V.
Where you at, V? Sleep on V. She's steady.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Hi.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to call you and tell you I love you, V, and that I'm leaving and I'm taking another position at U of H. But we wanted to let you know because you're still a part of this family. And we just want to let you know that we love. I didn't want you to drive over here and put my tires on flat.
She said, okay, it was a plan.
So, you got, get my number from Carlton and stay in touch with me, okay? All right, love you. All right, bye-bye. Yes. So, like I was saying, I mean, I can't duplicate this. One thing I want you guys to know and understand is that in life is about changes. And I told you guys, life is about choices. I say that a lot. But life is also about changes. Like, there are going to be some things that happen in your life that you just don't have control over. You're not. And at that point, you're going to be faced with a choice, how you're going to handle it. And depending on how you handle that situation could determine the type of person that you become. Because there's so many people that could have been great, so many people that should have been great. But when that challenge came, or when that big change came in their life, the choice they made maybe made them less than what they should have become. But all you guys are special in your own right. And I want you guys to know that you guys are very special. I was talking to Daryl's mom yesterday via text message, and I was just telling her, she was saying how great of a speaker Daryl is now, and I was just like, it's not anything, like, I didn't make Daryl a great speaker. I didn't make you guys great leaders. You already had it in you. And I kind of, like I was saying before, I kind of feel like a genius because, I know I'm not smart at all, but, the way this class was put together, I handpicked like every single one of you guys. Okay, I mean, I knew I wanted Lawrence in the class. Lawrence was very outspoken. He was that person that was going to always say what was on his mind. He was going to step up and be an outward leader. Okay? I mean, I knew I wanted somebody that was going to be strong. I mean, I knew I needed a brain on the team. Okay, so of course, I said, well, Megan, 4.527. So I said, she's somebody that's going to, maybe not be the outward, outspoken person, but she'll be that person that's going to work until it's done. I mean, Amy, something about Amy, she hadn't came out of her shell just yet, but I saw it in you. I mean, I just saw it in you. I just saw you had so much more potential. And it was just, the ceiling is unlimited. You can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do. It's just a matter of time before you actually get there. And then Ashley was so mad at me, right? But Ashley, when she came in late, she just basically got left off and ended up, I put her on the list, but she got put back in my 9th grade class. And so I was like, Ashley, don't worry. I promise you, I'm gonna get you a team leadership too. And she came in every day and she was sad. And I remember the first day she walked in the team leadership too class, she was like, yeah, like I'm back, And so, I mean, I can go around the room. I mean, Catherine really, and I knew that if I took Catherine and pulled her away from certain people that she was hanging out with last year, that I knew she was going to be great. And she would dress up always really nice during her speech. I said, she's going to be a good thing. She just kind of hangs out and talks a lot with these little group of girls over here in the corner in the class. And so I said, but if I can pull her away, I think she's going to be good. And then the sleeper was Katia. Nobody knew, like, Katia always got her work done. She might have not talked, but her work was always done. And I mean, if there was a paper due, there was something done. I remember we did a project last year. I mean, Kathy was one of the first people to turn her project in. I was like, man, I was surprised. She doesn't even hardly speak, but she was one of the first ones to turn her project in. And so I chose Kathy to be in this class because I knew she may not be outspoken, she may not be the leader work, but whenever something needs to be done, I knew I could count on her to get it done. And then Giovanni, I mean, you were just emerging as a great leader, you were just taking off. I think when we did the project, the car project, I mean, you just totally wowed everybody in the classroom. I was like, this dude right here, man, he got it, he really has it. And so, and from that day, it's like, I mean, you just stepped up. You stepped up and you started doing a great job. I remember you walking around the classroom, helping everybody, do their PowerPoint presentation. Because you did yours first. And I remember that. I mean, I still remember that. Even, Zizi, I mean, I knew if we needed somebody to speak, Zizi had to be in this class. I mean, her voice just carries. I hope and I pray that you pursue being a lawyer. It is in you. If you don't be a lawyer, you need to be somebody speaking up for somebody else at some point because of just your personality. And that was evident when we did the interviews and when we got on stage. I mean, you just blossomed. It was like bang, And of course, Essence was always writing. I mean, she was writing on the board. She would just come in and just write little stuff on the board. And she was writing on her little notepad would be filled with writing upside down. I was like, what is this? And so I knew, I said, oh yeah, she's going to be the secretary of the class. She's the person that's going to get it done. She's going to make sure everything is orchestrated and keep everybody in line. And look at what she did. She did exactly that. And so I knew that was going to happen. Now, D. Shady over here, a lot of people probably wouldn't have thought D. Shady would be in this class. I remember D. Shady sat right over there close by the door.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah, I remember that.
He sat right over there close by the door. never said anything. And then
So
all of a
presented.
sudden, he got up and did his presentation and was like, "Come on, class." And I was
Can you tell us the story about his friend got shot?
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
He had like this real funny story with it, and so at that point I know I was like, wow, maybe there's something in there, you know. And so, you know, I wanted to see what else you had. It was like you were like a mystery, you know. You seem really quiet, you know. You laugh, you know, little jokes, but you're always quiet. And then all of a sudden you get up and it's just like
Every
just
time.
turn on. You know, even when you did the speech the other day, it's just kind of like
Yeah,
it
it
comes out.
naturally loud.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And so, and Oscar was already there. I mean, Oscar was getting there. He was getting there. He was already a pretty good lady. Yeah. I thought you were really good. And Oscar was just like the guy that I thought was really going to be the peacemaker in the class. He was really level, you know, just level. Yeah, he was real spiritual and just, you know, kind of leveled out. And so, I mean, I'm sitting there as I'm telling y'all this, all this is going through my head. I'm sitting in Mr. Mitchell's office. I got all 60 students, and I'm crossing them out, and I'm writing little notes by it, and choosing all this stuff, and I'm writing little. I wish I still had it, so you guys can see the notes I wrote. And then, of course, Cleveland.
You just sit here, so I'm gonna get in trouble.
Cleveland was, y'all know Cleveland is very articulate, and he, to me, it upsets me about Cleveland because he's so much greater and smarter than he perceives, and I know that because I saw it in him. Because I think he's one of the smartest people in the school, you know, hands down. But he's just lazy. And so I knew if we could get him in his team leadership 2 class, even though he's a junior, you notice he's one of the only juniors in here. Okay? But they weren't juniors at the time.
Yeah.
He was one of the only juniors. I said, hey, he has to be in that class because the way he articulates, the way he speaks, I mean, he's that person that's going to really be able to, you know, push everybody else and challenge everybody. Then I honestly thought this. He was the only person that I felt like at the time was going to challenge Lawrence. You know, if they got into a debate or something like that, I was like, I need somebody that's going to balance Lawrence out. Lawrence had a real strong personality in the 6th period class. When Lawrence said, "Yep, we're going to do this," DQ and Caleb was like, "Yep, we're going to do that." Yep. Well, no, I said we're going to go with Lawrence. You know. But I knew Cleveland, you know, would be that person that could say, "Well, Lawrence, that's how you feel. I'm standing on this side."
That's how it was.
And so that was a good thing, you know. And Austin, man, Austin was just, Austin was just great from the beginning. I mean, his personality. Remember he had the beard. I mean, he got up every day. He got up in class every day and talked about his black shirt. Today I have good news. I have on my black shirt. Yeah. So, talked to my beard this morning. He was saying all that stuff.
What period was he in?
6.
And so, but one of the most memorable things about Austin was Austin's mom called me before school had even started. She told me, I got a young man, he's my son, and I really want him to come to football. You know, right now he's about 5'9", 5'10", and he's about 300 something pounds. I was like, whoo, I got me a lineman. That's what I need. And so Austin got here, and I saw him, and I was like, okay, Austin, here's what we got to do. In order for you to play football, we got to get you those away. We got to get you those away because he couldn't move around very well. Little did I know. I mean, I would tell him to go run, tell him to do this, tell him to do that. Austin, you need to go do this. All of a sudden, I didn't tell him to do anything anymore. We were sitting out there by the football field, and everybody was changing clothes. And I touched Coach T, and I said, Austin, man. And Austin was just running around the track, running miles around the track. And then he came back last year and said, Coach Blacklock, remember these? And showed me his pants. And have you ever seen that Subway commercial with Jared? I mean, that's kind of how it was. I don't know, what size were you in at the time?
It was like 54, 56.
His pants were huge, and he could basically fit twice in those pants and still have room right now. And so, to see you then and to see you now, man, it's like one of the greatest. So that's awesome. And I mean, all of you guys, like I said, have a story. Muhammad, oh man, let me get on Muhammad. Muhammad used to look so terrified in class.
Yeah.
He used to look so afraid. He was afraid to talk. He was
Yeah.
afraid to do anything. He was just, I was like, man, this little dude is scared. We got all these loud people in here. We got Janae in here, they just loud.
Remember when they did the skit? Yes.
And then and I think it was at that moment we did the skit, and then he was like, Janae's, he was supposed to be able to talk to Janae.
Hello, how are you doing?
And he just started coming out of nowhere. And then he did a speech. And I remember when I wrote you that, that note. And I wrote you that note. You did do a good job with it, but you surprised me. But you just did it on your own. You just ran to the door. I was like, look at Muhammad over there, man. And so he just started stepping up to the point where, I don't know if you guys knew it, but Muhammad became like an ambassador for the leadership program.
Ooh, y'all save me some food. I'm be right back.
He became an ambassador for the leadership program. Miss Porter would take Muhammad like to all of the recruiting events, and Muhammad would speak and talk to people on behalf of our leadership program, on behalf of Sharpstown. And at the time, when she asked me, she said, "Can you give me 2 people that would speak?" At the time, I think I told her Megan and Daryl and Muhammad. Muhammad kind of just loved it, and he just stuck with it. And so, to see your growth is unbelievable.
And then he got swag too.
Here's the thing that y'all probably don't know.
You got kicked out.
Yes.
Third period.
No, it's summer school.
Oh,
He got
yeah.
freaking put out a what was it?
Upper bound.
He got put out an upper bound. He said, "Coach,
Oh.
you need to talk to him." And I'm like, "About what?" I got kicked out. What?
He took somebody's go-kart.
He was like, I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was at that moment I
He
said,
got arrested.
Muhammad is not the same Muhammad anymore. He's actually growing up.
He took somebody's go-kart.
Yeah, the nice
Yeah,
golf
I was
cart
like,
started
what
running
is
him
this,
around.
Remember when he wasn't even in our period? He would just keep coming back?
Yes! It's a skip from the third
I
period.
don't know how he got out of class.
He just walk in and sit down.
He just, you wouldn't even notice until
Like
like
to the end.
He would answer questions.
Yeah.
Wait,
Other
comment.
But I mean, just to see his growth is really good. And then Nick, everybody knows Nick is very quiet, but you need people like Nick. And when you're building a team, you have to have those people who just don't want to say anything, but just want to do it.
So everybody do the camera.
If you got a bunch of talkers, guess what? You're not going to have any doers. You know what I mean? So you need people like Nick, somebody that's not going to buck the system. Nick ain't ever going to argue. I mean, he ain't gonna ever tell nobody, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But Nick's that person that be like, and then it just gets done, So, then we got Eric, Grandmama Mitchell. Grandmama Mitchell. The time that sticks out of my mind about Erica was we were at I was at a banquet, and I didn't know that Erica was gonna be there, and it was a little league banquet. Remember that? And so I go to speak at this banquet, and they asked me to come and be the guest speaker, and I talked about the 3 R's, and Erica was there, and the 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and relationship. And I'm there, and I'm speaking, and I'm trying to give my best speech and doing all this stuff. Little do I know, Erica's in the crowd, hearing everything I'm saying and just soaking it all up. And she coming back to school the next week and was like, "I heard you at the banquet, goes Blacklock, made it, good job." And that's all she kept talking, almost every class period, every week, she kept talking about 3 R's, 3 R's, 3 R's. And then, you know, I just remember her and Malik always back there giggling and her and Malik. And so, but those are the things that, you know, Erica was kind of like that grandmama in the class. She always
Yes.
just country. And so, and then, you know, Carlton. Remember when Carlton had the high top fade?
Him
With
and
the blonde
Daryl.
streaking.
And the little duck.
Yeah, like the little ducktail. I mean, I thought he was one of the weirdest young men I'd ever seen when I first was like, look at this dude. And he wasn't in the class originally. And then he came in the class, and I remember telling him, you know, I'm going to get you caught up. I'm going to get you caught up. So don't worry about it. I know you don't know some of this stuff. I'm going to get you caught up. But he was just kind of just wanting, he just kept trying to jump in, kept trying to say this and say that, and he jumped right in, and before you know it, Carlton was, you know, he was already trying to lead, and he was doing a good job of it. And I think even more so now, I mean, Carlton was still a little kind of quiet to me last year. But now I just can't get him to be quiet. This guy, he's a speaker, but he's one of those people that I felt like he had to be in his class because he was kind of like what I call an old faithful. Like, at any given moment, you can always call on Carlton. I mean, he'll find something to say. He'll figure it out. Like, he was that person on the spot that could just, okay, Johnny on the spot, let's get it, let's go. You know. And then Darryl Wright.
Speak for every reward.
D. Wright. Darryl, to me, initially was one of our best speakers in our class. Was it, what class you in, Darryl? Sixth period?
Started off in third.
And I got
And you
moved.
moved. Right. And so he originally became one of our best speakers. And I remember when Darryl and his mom, when he was talking about his mom, when Darryl came up here in Sharpstown, and Darryl did not want to come here. His mom walked into my office, and Darryl was kind of like hanging outside the door. He didn't want to walk in. And his mom was like, boy, get in here. And she drug him in the office, and she told me, you're here, he's going to be here. And I was like, all right. And I talked to him, I said, you going to play football? And he was like, yeah. This, and that. But the main part was, I said, we're going to put him in team leadership. So he's going to be in my team leadership class. And he got in and just, I mean, became a great speaker to the point where now, I mean, Darryl is Mr. MC. I mean, he's on stage and doing the talent show and banquet. D. Wright Cash, he got his own nickname. He's created a new image. I sent him an email the other day and I put D. Wright with a dollar sign on it. Did you get the email? Yeah. So, and you know, he's just been a great leader. And I knew he was going to be great in this class too. And then I knew I had to have Janae in class because Janae was such a strong speaker. And it just seemed as though she had it figured out. You know, she's one of those people that just, when she got up and did the EP Herf.
Yeah.
I mean, when she did the EP Herf, to me it was so creative, so outside of the box, to the point where I was like, God, why can't I think of that? You know, I mean, like, I'm the teacher. You know, I'm supposed to be thinking of all these great things to come up with. And here it is, Janae came up with something better than I did. She taught the class better than I did. And I told her that. After she did, I said, you taught this class better than most teachers could have taught this class. Remember telling me that?
You told them.
And I said that was awesome. And so I said, you know, so those were the makeups and the dynamics of this class. And just to see you guys where you are now, I'm hoping and I really want to see what you guys will become in 2 years. Like I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows because there's no limit. Like I'm hoping that you beat out Michael Julian, you know, for valedictorian. That guy's freaking dedicated. He rides his bike with the helmet on.
He's in everything now.
He told me he wanted to play football. Like,
He wants to be in everything.
He wants to play basketball for a second, coach.
so, but the challenge. Here's the thing that I want you guys to remember this, and then I'm gonna shut up and we can eat some stuff.
Thanksgiving.
It's the longest Thanksgiving speech.
There's an old saying that goes like this: iron sharpens iron. It's not deep.
Say it again. Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron. I mean, it's back in the day when they used to cut the little bow and arrows, and they used to make them out of the tips out like iron, and metal. The only way that they could sharpen it is by getting another piece of iron. And they would just use it, they would just keep chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, until it actually got sharp enough to be able to hit the target. And you guys are like that iron. I mean, you guys sharpen each other, you guys challenge each other. I think when we went down to the University of Texas, and we went to the Capitol, I think that was one of the most, I will never, ever forget that moment. I mean, I was telling Mr. Gasparo, I said, how do it was just an awesome movie. I can't just forget about that. But watching you guys sit in those chairs.
That was a beautiful picture.
It was
powerful.
When y'all sat in those chairs, and then everybody had a mic, and everybody was
Like,
speaking.
I object.
And the guy, he was just standing there like.
I mean, that was like, to me, that was that's a memory that I guess I'll keep for a very long time, because that's where I want to see you guys. It was so, yeah, you got it up to recorded. To me, it was symbolism, and I don't know if you guys understand what symbolism is at this time. But it was so symbolic to say it was like you guys were elevating. You were elevating to a level of leadership. You were elevating to a level of power, and I just saw all of you guys being in maybe in different facets of life, but all of you guys being in some form of leadership, no matter where it may be. And I was just like, wow. These were little ninth graders. They were puppies last year. And now look at them.
Pit bulls.
They were big dogs. And then you should have seen all the girls going. It was some big, tall, handsome guy.
What?
You know, he was walking around, and all the girls was like, where's he taking us?
He had nice eyes.
He had like these colorful
hazel
green eyes or
It
something.
was green hazel. It was so pretty.
Oh, his name was Anthony or Antonio. I remember.
Dang, he was good.
I said because.
So, you know, it was funny. So, you know, it was funny. But we had a good time, and I love you guys.
I got a message from D, coach.
And, I'm gonna miss you guys. And just like you guys are telling me to come back, I'm not going far. Y'all can come visit me.
We take a.
Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah. Do you have a Tumblr? I can't follow.
Who is Big Poster?
I don't know what that is. But follow me on Twitter. I say some pretty cool things sometimes.
Yes.
Hey,
Next year.
I got 3 messages from D, coach.
So that's it. I'm done.
I got
I love
you.
y'all. Can we have a group hug?
Wait, I got 3 messages. Group hug.